Hello, all of my crafting friends. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. Welcome all of you to Pretty Pink Craft Room. I'm excited to do another crafting session with you today where we will be creating this cardstock photo album. No chipboard is required. It's simple scoring. Again, just cardstock, and it measures 5 by 8.5. So I used the basic 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper to create the mini album, but what I did with the spine is I am calling it a staggered spine. I got it up close so you can see. So it's a simple spine. Again, I'm calling it a staggered spine. That may not be the technical name for it. So full disclosure, I did see something on Pinterest that looked like it, but I couldn't figure out what the name of the spine was officially called. So I'm calling it a staggered spine. That may or may not be correct, but of course you guys can leave me comments or information in the comments to let me know if you know it by a different name. So again, we're going to make this today, and you will see that it has several pages here for decorating, for adding photos, and just for making it your own to create a basic mini album. But we will create this together, and so if this is something you are interested in doing with me, I hope you will stick around and craft with me. So to create the staggered spine mini album, we will need 4 sheets of paper, and I am just using 65-pound weight paper. You can of course use heavier paper, but since I plan on matting, I think it'll give enough sturdiness to the paper that I don't need to add additional weight to the base. So for the first page, and this is simple scoring, I've already cut my pages down, but I'll go pretty slow so that you can follow along if you're choosing to craft with me. So for the very first page, we need an 8.5 by 11. So this is regular size 8.5 by 11, and we're only going to do 2 score lines on every piece of paper. So for this first one, we're going to score at 5 and 6. 5 and 6, and this is going to give me a 1-inch spine here, and 5 at the front, 5 at the back, 1-inch score line. So that's my first page. My second page, I'm going to cut that paper down to 8.5 by 10 3/4. So it's 8.5 still by 10 3/4. And I'm going to do 2 score lines again. I'm going to do 5 and then 5 3/4. So you'll still have the 5 at the front, you'll have the 5 at the back, and you have a 3/4 spine here. So I scored at 5 and 5 3/4. My next page is just a little bit narrower. I cut it down to 8.5 by 10.5. 8.5 by 10.5. 2 score lines again. I'm going to do 5 and 5.5. So 5 inches in the front, 5 inches in the back, and a 1/2 inch spine here. Scored at 5 and 5.5. Then for my last sheet, it is at the size of 8.5 by 10 1/4. And I'm only going to score at 5 and then 5 1/4. So I have 5 in the front, I have 5 in the back, and I have a 1/4 inch spine here. And that's all the scoring I'm going to do for the base. So now let's put this all together. So this was the first page that I had scored. Again, it measures 8.5 by 11. It's the original size, and I scored it so that I have a 1-inch spine. This is my cover, the front, the back, and the spine here. So I'm not going to do anything with this. I'll just set it down and move the others out of the way so it'll be easier to follow along. So this was my cover. This was the next page, and again, this measured 8.5 by 10 3/4. And I had a 3/4 inch spine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply glue onto this spine so that I can affix it to the base here. Now some people will probably prefer to use this with tape, but for me, because I need that extra time to line things up. I tend to go crooked, so I need the extra time to line things up. So I'm just going to use the glue. Now, as you can see the score lines here. My goal is to go right in the center of that so that there's equidistance between both sides of the score line. So if I just lay it flat, line it up equally, and it should line up, top and bottom will be even, but the sides should be staggered equidistant as well. Perfect. So now you can see the two sheets. You'll see that there is a little bit of staggering here on the side, the left and the right side, but the top and the bottom are completely even, and the spine should be centered on top of that one. So now I'm going to take the next one, and again, this was the sheet that was 8.5 by 10.5, and it has a 1/2 inch spine here. So again, I'm just going to do the same step where I apply the glue. And then I want to center it again, and then line it up top and bottom, but have an equidistance on the left and the right side. And again, you can see how this is staggered here on the side. That's how you want your sides to look. So then I'll take my last sheet, and again, it has a 1/4 inch spine here. So I'm just going to apply that thin bead of glue down the middle. And follow the same step where I center in the middle and on the sides, but line up at the top. Perfect. So I'm going to give that glue a little bit of time to settle. So what you should have when you finish, and I left them flat because it seems like it's easier for me to glue them down if I leave them flat and then crease the score lines after the glue has settled. So again, it's just the 4 sheets that are flat, and you'll have these staggered edges on the left and the right side, and then you'll have your spines lined up with them being centered. Okay. So now that they're centered, I can go ahead and start folding my pages over and creasing them down. And I'm going to do this on the front, and then I'm going to go to the back and do the same exact thing. So now you'll see this is your cover. Page 1, page 2, page 3. This is your center. So now I'm going to go over on the right side and do the same creasing down. And now your base is complete. So you should see that you now have this book with these pages inside. Hopefully you can see that with the lighting and everything. But with these pages, and you'll see that you have these signatures inside that you can add all of these. Let me see, maybe I should zoom out a little bit so you can see. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. But you should be able to see that you have these pages, and they have a little bit of space in between them, and the center has the biggest gap. It has that 1/4 inch gap there too. So now all that is left is to decorate our pages, and it would be easy decorating because the pages need to kind of stay flat. You don't have that much room in between them to layer up and to add all of the dimension. You can add some dimension, but not a whole lot. The most dimension you can add is to the center. Because it has that 1/4 inch spine there that gives you a little bit more space. So Maybe you can layer pages here or add some flip pages and things like that to this page because you have the extra room. But for the most part, the other pages do kind of need to be a little flat because there's not that much space. That is, unless you want your book to be kind of chunky. You may want it to be extremely chunky, which you can certainly do. But pretty simple, basic album base. So now I'm going to go ahead and step away, decorate it, and then I will be back and to show you the final product. So here is our final product. I just added some decorations and paper onto the project, and this is how it turned out. I was using a very old paper pack, and as a matter of fact, it's a paper pack called Day by Day by Mente Papers, and when I looked at the paper, it said that it was from 2020. So that's how long I've been hoarding that paper pack, and so I'm excited that I finally got a chance to just use it and create this photo album. I used one of the stickers that was from the sticker sheet on the front. I did some vellum flowers using a die cut from Scrap Diva Designs. I created some flowers using, again, die cuts from Scrap Diva Designs. I did that here and as well as here. And the front has the paper design of being like a front door. This is the spine, and then this is the back. I didn't add any ribbon as a closure, but you guys, as you can see, this kind of stays pretty flat. Because of the way the spine is, it lays pretty flat on its own. Of course, as you start adding more elements to it, it could, of course, get chunkier, but I pretty much like how flat it is. And so I didn't feel the need to add a string closure, but of course that's optional and you can choose to do that as well. So when we open it on this first cover page, I just added a pocket or triple pocket, a big pocket here and then 2 angle pockets there. Put some tags in there, journal cards. All of that was, the journal cards were part of the paper pack, and then I just created some tags here, and then here's another tag. And then I just used this book. I created this booklet from a sheet of paper that you can, journal or add photos in. And then there's a sticker on the front that just says Everyday Matters. Then I did, as I mentioned in the tutorial or in the previous part of the video, I tried to make everything just kind of stay flat. So I didn't add too much dimension to it. So I did a lot of photo mats with just the ephemera as the decoration around it. This one does have a sticker where it says Start Each Day with a Grateful Heart, but then it just has the ephemera that's framing the photo mat there. And same thing here, it's just some ephemera, and then there's the photo mat. These are all tuck spots that photos can be tucked behind the ephemera, so it doesn't take away the ability to lay the paper or lay the photo on there. I did the same thing here with the design and the photo mat. This one is a double photo mat here, and then added some of the ephemera in the middle and the back and the bottom. And then here again, these are tuck spots so photos can go inside. And this is actually the back of one of the journal cards, but it's framed like a photo, so a photo can go here on inside this particular journal card, and this is the front of another journal card. This is another photo mat using the stickers and some of the die cuts or the ephemera. Another journal card, the back of it shaped like a photo mat for photos here. And then had like a journaling notebook page that you could add more notes or journal here as well. Photo mat here. And then photo mat with just a different color background, more of that peachy color to match the paper design there. And then towards the back, I just did a tuck spot here with more journaling cards. And each of these journal cards, on the back of them, you can either make notes or make it as a photo mat too. And then I added a tag here as well. So all of that fits back in the back of this. And then this is a double pocket, so it's a smaller pocket here where I inserted more journal cards like so. and they fit into this small pocket, and then there's a larger pocket here where I did another one of those booklets and just added the sticker on the front, and in the inside looks like that. So that is how my final project came together. Again, I hope this was a cool tutorial for you, something quick and easy that you can put together really easily. I think it took me, for the base, it may have taken us maybe, what, about 7 minutes or so to put it all together. So it's quick and easy crafting, but it can become so much more when you add the paper to it too. So thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. Thank you for crafting with me, and I look forward to the time where we can craft again. If you are so inclined, I hope you will consider commenting, and subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, so that you can get the notification of any future videos that I will do as well. Until next time, I thank you all so much once again for joining me, and I look forward to crafting again with you very soon. Have a good one. Bye.